I don't know the classic tale of Robin Hood. I know he takes from the poor. Just our like intro now.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel.
This is our third time recording without having even finished editing the first video yet.
I just wanted to say, going back, I realised we never actually introduced ourselves.
Oh yeah.
So if you haven't paid attention to us calling each other names, my name's Ben.
And my name's Rachel. Yeah, we could get straight into it. We're doing another one of the, not tier lists, I think it's a tier list. We're doing another tournament bracket video. But this one, like we said in the last video, is completely different to our other two. It's still to do with films, because that's kind of our consistent thing. We might change it up though, we might do something else.
I wonder if you guessed it.
Yeah, if any of you guessed it, well done. We've got a giveaway coming soon for an Xbox 360. So put your name in the comments down below and your email address and your postcode, and we'll send it right to you. It is
Disney
/ Pixar. Walt Disney Animation / Pixar films. Now the reason we mix them together, we had a bit of a debate. We weren't sure because we talked about this in the last video. You have to have a specific amount for these tournament brackets, and 32 is way too little for just Walt Disney Animation Studios. I think we'd seen like 48.
But they don't have 64 films, so we just decided to add Pixar, but not all the Pixar movies.
Yeah. So overall, we worked out that including Pixar and Walt Disney Animation Studios, the ones that we've both seen added up to 66, meaning we had to remove 2. So we removed Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. I know a lot of people love those, but we kind of thought, since they're not exactly narrative.
They're like short films in a film.
Yeah, they're not really narrative films. And we've also got rid of Saludos Amigos because that's the same thing, and literally no one's heard of that. I think there's a few big ones that one of us might not have seen that maybe you'll be sad to not see included on the list. I think there's the Cars sequels, Luca, the new Pixar one. Oh, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, that was one I was sad to not have on here because Rachel hasn't seen it. Raya and the Last Dragon, etc.
Can I just give a brief description for those of you who haven't watched any of our videos? This is basically a tournament ranking of a specific genre, in this case Disney and Pixar, and they're all shuffled and randomised, so we don't know which ones are going to pair together. We then pick out of the two which one we prefer, and if we don't agree then we down our drinks, and if we still don't agree then we do rock, paper, scissors, and that decides the winner, and then it goes into rounds until we get to the last two, and then that leads us to the final film that we think is best.
And then we'll post a version of it that people can vote for their own winners, and then we'll post the winners, see if it's any different to the ones we picked. Our last video, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, the zombie one. I think a lot of people might agree with our listings there.
So, did people actually end up agreeing with us? Well, the results are now in for the zombie film tournament, which you can find in the description below, and I have to say it's looking pretty similar to the choices in our video. There was, however, one major difference which I kind of predicted. That difference being our finalists, 28 Days Later and Rec, were both knocked out in round 1. 28 Days Later was knocked out by Shaun of the Dead, which went on to make it to the finals, whilst Rec was knocked out by Train to Busan. If you watched our video, you would have noticed that this is actually the way I wanted it to go, but obviously Rachel got her way. Now, I also expected Train to Busan to make it to the finals as well to carry the torch for Rec, but somehow it was knocked out by World War Z of all things, which somehow made it all the way to the finals. Luckily, Shaun of the Dead won, but that is still a change that definitely shocked me. Anyway, like I said, you can see the full results in the description below, and I'll let you get back to the video.
This one is more of Rachel's kind of genre because she's a big Disney fan. She plays Disney Trivial Pursuit all the time, gets all the answers right.
Love all the songs.
She's going to sing them all for you today.
I'll try and sing a song from each of the film. Like, not the whole song, just a little
Even
snippet.
ones that don't have songs in it.
They all have songs.
Okay, well this first one doesn't.
I'll find one.
In the first one we've got Incredibles 2 versus the Aristocats. Wildly different films.
I'll introduce Aristocats. I call it Aristocats.
What did I call it?
Aristocats, but that makes more sense because it's aristocrats.
Wait, what did you say?
Aristocats.
And what did I say?
Aristocats.
Aristocats.
Aristocats. I said Aristocats. But it is Aristocats because isn't it supposed to be aristocrats?
Aristocrats, yeah. Which I don't actually know what that is.
It's like posh people.
I
I'll give you a
actually.
song from that film. Thomas O'Malley, O'Malley the alley cat. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
everybody likes to be a... No, it's not that. Everybody wants to be a cat. 'Cause the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Tell me the second film.
Incredibles 2 is the sequel to The Incredibles. It has all the same cast, all the same characters, and I liked it. Not nowhere near as good as the first, but I liked it.
I always say this, but I don't actually know percentage-wise. But I know that a lot of people have said that they prefer the second one to the first one.
No,
But
what?
I don't.
Where have you got this?
I've seen it. I've seen
survey?
people say. It's still a great film, but it's not better than the first.
With Aristocats, I think it's pretty forgettable.
It's
I
great.
thought it was quite boring, but you love
It's
it.
not. It's about a family of cats and their butler is evil and tries to kidnap them. I don't know why.
Because this is forgettable.
Oh no, I remember. So there's a group of cats. The butler finds out that all of the owner's possessions is going to the cats. So he decides to kill the cats so he can be in the will and get all the money.
So you've described the plot, but what do you think about the film?
It's amazing.
I know what I'm going to pick, although Incredibles 2, the villain I remember not being great. No, it has funny moments, I think. I think it's a quite funny film from what I remember. But the story was just like dead. 3, 2, 1, Incredibles
Aristocats.
2. Okay, first drink of the day. I think there's going to be more disagreements than any of our other videos in this one.
Can I
Sweet.
change your opinion?
No, because I don't remember anything about the film, and it's not like one of those culturally impactful ones. It's not like everyone in the world knows it, so it doesn't have that effect.
Oh, there's just a great bit in it. You'll know when I try and explain it, but you won't. Where there's like a windmill
Okay, you changed my mind.
and there's 2 other dogs in it and he wakes them up and they're not very happy.
Oh,
And it's just a good little comedic scene.
sounds very comedic. I'm not changing my mind, so we're going to have to rock, paper, scissors. Unless I can change your mind, but I know you love this film. Whereas I don't love Incredibles 2.
So that's why you should change it. We'll just rock, paper, scissors.
Go on then, because I feel like... Actually, because there's the risk that Incredibles 2 is... the first one, sorry, is going to come up against the best film ever, and it's going to get knocked out, and then we'll have
Incredibles 2 will
none.
get knocked out anyway.
If Incredibles 1 gets knocked out, then at least we have Incredibles 2 kind of carrying the torch. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. No! I did it
That was
again.
so
I didn't think you'd... Oh, you caught me out. Right, fair enough. Aristocats.
Yay!
But, next pairing, we've got The Sword in the Stone and The Great Mouse Detective. You talk about The Sword in the Stone because this is the one you love.
It's got Merlin in it. It's about a boy who pulls a sword from a stone.
It's got Merlin in it. Guys, it's got
It's got
Merlin
a
in
wizard
it.
in it.
So
I
Shrek
think
the
it's
Third.
really good because you have Merlin against Madam Mim and it's all about a boy who's like basically a slave for his family, like doing all the chores. And then he ends up being king.
Wow.
Spoilers.
I'd already seen it, didn't like it. Yeah, then we rewatched it recently, but again, we wasn't really watching it, and I still wasn't, from what I saw, I wasn't amazed by it. I think I'll put it actually as one of my lowest Disney films. And then
Wait,
I've got
let
to
me do the
introduce... Oh yeah, sorry, the song.
The sword in the stone.
Is that actually the song? Or are you
It
just taking a piss?
seems that the land would be torn by war. Something centuries ago. Don't know the rest of
It's
it.
sounding good. You've convinced me now. You've convinced me of this film.
I don't know if there's other songs in it.
Probably just the one. They only ever have one song in each Disney film, right?
Right, next.
So I'm supposed to introduce Great Mouse Detective, but I can't say I remember anything about it. It's a Sherlock Holmes kind of thing.
Sherlock
with
Holmes,
mouse,
Disney.
mice. There's a big rat called Rattington.
Ratigan.
I remember I liked the last act. I remember it was kind of action-packed. I can't remember much about it, so I'm going to have to let you take the lead here and give your opinion on it and persuade me
It's
from one or the
basically a
other.
Disney version of Sherlock Holmes with mice. Basically what you said.
So I got the whole thing. Well done, me.
And about a little mouse
Little
called
mouse.
Olivia who gets kidnapped. No, her dad gets kidnapped because he makes toys and Ratigan, the evil rat, wants to make a replica of the Queen to take over the Mouse Kingdom.
Wow. Okay, although I can't remember much about it, a lot of the Disney films kind of blend together, that era of Disney films. But this one I do remember liking when I watched it. Whereas Sword in the Stone I've given 2 chances and didn't like it either one.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, The Great Mouse Detective. Did you change your wording last second? Did your mouth go 2, 1, the Great Mouse Detective?
I just forgot the name.
I thought you loved Sword and Stone.
I'm not in love with it or anything.
I think there's only one that I like less than Sword and Stone. Sword and Stone isn't insultingly bad, it's just boring. There's one on here that I just straight up don't like. I know which one you're going to say. Ooh, we've got Wreck-It Ralph and Peter Pan. This is tough. So Wreck-It Ralph is a video game movie. It's based off of some real video games, some made up video games. So it features a lot of real IPs, you know, references for little kiddies to love. It's a fun film. John C. Reilly gives a great voice performance as Ralph. I remember it being quite funny. Doesn't feel much like a Disney film. It feels more like something that DreamWorks or Sony would have made. I think it's a good...
Pixar, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's Walt Disney Animation. But it's a good film, and the second one is one that you haven't seen, so it's not on the list. I've seen it, didn't like it. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Peter Pan?
Peter Pan, everyone knows Peter Pan.
I don't. Can you explain it to me, please?
It's about a boy who never grows up, who lives in a place called Neverland, and a group of kids in normal daytime that don't live in Neverland.
Normal daytime?
And there's an evil pirate that wants to kill Peter Pan, and it's just the whole story of that. It's a good film.
It's a good film. It's very iconic as well. It's one of the more iconic ones. Yeah. It's got a great villain. Maybe one of the best villains.
And
Disney.
Sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick's good. I used to have a toy of him that I'd play with in the bathtub. What's his name? Grendel. What's his name? Smee. Grendel.
From Fantastic Beasts.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Beasts is out. Don't go watch it. 3, 2, 1. Peter Pan. It was really tough because I think I actually enjoyed Wreck-It Ralph more, but Peter Pan is just iconic. Wreck-It Ralph's just a silly movie, like it's not great.
Yeah. There was parts to Wreck-It Ralph that I didn't like.
Right, next we've got Cinderella or the Black Cauldron. Cinderella, everyone knows the plot, I'm not going to even bother. The film kind of doesn't follow the typical pantomime fairy tale one. When I watched it, I was thinking, it's going to be the typical story, but it's just, we follow like a cat for most of it, from what I remember. I haven't seen it in years. But then we follow like a cat and a mouse chasing each other.
Yeah, but that's just like
Tom and Jerry.
That's like a little side story.
I remember that being most of the film, and then she's whacking them with a broom, and then it's really boring, and then she goes back in time, then like her ugly stepsister meets like a baker, and...
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Cinderella, everyone knows it, it's iconic, but it's boring. Next.
Yeah, but it has set off a lot of like things, like pantomimes.
No, the original fairy tale did that, not the film.
Oh yeah, song. Did I do a song for the others?
Peter Pan, you didn't?
You can fly, you can fly, you can... It's West Side Story.
There's a...
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. That's not even...
Something
any little dream will do. Just a little bit of fairy dust. That will get you very far.
This is Hamilton. Cinderella song.
Little sprinkle it.
Cinderella song. Cinderella man. See that one?
No. Surprisingly, I don't actually know a Cinderella song. Oh yeah, Cinderella, 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 little Cinderella.
That had the exact same tune as the Peter Pan one. Okay, introduce Black Cauldron, because a lot of people might not maybe know this one. It's definitely one of the lesser known ones on the list, 100%.
So the Black Cauldron follows a pig keeper, and his pig isn't just like any other pig. It is a magical pig. It can tell you where things are, it can answer like questions for you. It's a magical pig. And there's this dark horned king who wants to take over the world, and he wants to find the Black Cauldron, which is also another magical thing that... What does it even do? It's a magical cauldron that brings all his army back to life. So he wants to find this Black Cauldron, so he has to capture this pig so that he can look into the future. No, look to see where the cauldron is, right? And there's witches in it. And basically it's all about the pig keeper trying to protect the pig from the Horned King to stop him taking over the world. And there's a little cute little side character called Gurgi. He's really selfish, and then he learns that he has friends, and he realises that it's good to not be selfish. And I thought it was a good film.
This is one of the most recent ones I've seen, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've forgotten a lot of it.
And I think it's quite scary. Like, the Horned King is pretty scary.
Yeah, the Horned King's cool. He looks very cool. I remember a lot hearing about it before, and people were like, this is the most underrated dark Disney film. And I watched it, and it's like, it's not that dark. I mean, it's dark compared to like Cinderella. I don't know, I was expecting the kind of stuff that Disney do behind the scenes level dark. I remember there was one bit where there was like a woman and like her breasts are massive.
And a frog got stuck.
And a frog got stuck. That was pretty dark. I don't care massively for either of them.
What was the other one? 3, 2, 1.
The Black Cauldron. I definitely think I liked Black Cauldron more, but Cinderella I was tempted to lean towards just because it's Cinderella.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't even know if the Black Cauldron had any songs. I think the ukulele players.
Okay, Beauty and the Beast versus the Bolt. Not the Bolt, sorry, just Bolt. Yeah, we've got some iconic ones missing on here, but we've got Bolt, everyone, don't worry.
My dog loves to watch that movie.
Does he? She?
Yeah, she barks at it.
Do you want to introduce Beauty and the Beast?
Is this the original? Yeah, obviously.
It stars Emma Watson and Dan Stevens.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So, it's about a little girl. It's about a girl who loves to read, and she doesn't quite fit in her town because she's intelligent, I guess. And there's Gaston, this handsome guy.
They know the plot of the film, just say whether you like it or not.
This handsome guy that wants to marry her, and she's like, no, I don't want to marry you.
No one is going to click on a film called Disney Films Ranked and be like, I don't know what Beauty and the Beast is.
Okay, I think it's a good film. It's got great songs. Tale as old as time.
It's got banger songs. It's a banger film.
And be our guest. Be our guest.
Okay, we ranking Disney
our
songs.
Service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we provide the rest. What's the Gaston song?
It's something
no
strong.
one
Does it
fights like you, Gaston. No one hits like you, Gaston.
No, it doesn't say you. How would they?
No one
doesn't fit with the rhythm. Did like Gaston. No one fucks like Gaston. Do you have anything else to say about it, or shall I talk about Bolt?
You can talk about Bolt.
Let's talk about Bolt, baby. Bolt is maybe.
We don't talk about Bolt. No.
Bolt is one of the earliest 3D Disney animated films, excluding Pixar. I think it was their first that didn't look bad, to be fair. It's got a nice premise. It's a little dog who's an actor dog, like a stunt dog or whatever you call them. But he thinks he's genuinely like a hero dog that he is in the films.
Yeah.
And he gets lost or something.
So everything that's happening in these films that he's acting in, he thinks is generally happening, so he's very confused.
This is Rachel
and it voices Miley Cyrus.
He voices Miley Cyrus.
No,
it
voices Miley Cyrus, who plays the girl.
It voices Miley Cyrus, who plays the girl.
Bolt. Shush your face.
Bolt's fine. Rachel's off. Bolt's a fine film. It's a fine and dandy film. Bolt, man. Whoa. Yeah, Bolt's a good
bolt
film.
Going through your stomach. Because you burn.
Oh, like an electricity shock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Bolt's fine. It voices Miley Cyrus. Pennywise voices Miley Cyrus. Okay. So yeah, I've literally just said Bolt's good. There's nothing else to say about it. I think it's quite funny. I remember there's a pigeon that's funny in it, maybe. Is there a pigeon in the film? Or a bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that made me laugh. But it's up against Beauty and the Beast, you know. It's a classic. And it's a good classic. It's not like Cinderella.
I don't think there's any songs in Bolt.
Bolt! 3, 2, 1. Beauty and the Beast. Wow. 2D are fucking smashing it. We've got no 3Ds.
We're agreeing a lot in this one.
We disagreed on Aristocats and Incredibles 2. Didn't you convince me, or did you win?
I'm sure
Rock, paper, scissors.
I'm sure they know.
Right, we got Robin Hood versus Tangled. Now I'll introduce Robin Hood, or would you like to introduce Robin Hood?
I know both of them very well.
Okay, I'll do Robin Hood. Robin Hood is based off of the classic tale of Robin Hood. Disney made many interpretations of Robin Hood. The animated version came out in the 70s, but instead of humans, it's a fox and other animals like bears. And I don't know.
A fox.
There's no bears in it.
It's because she said instead of humans, it's a fox.
Yeah, instead of a human Robin Hood, it's a fox Robin Hood, which is ironic because it should have been a Robin, really. It should be called Fox Hood. It's not massively memorable. It's obviously got a nice story because it's based on Robin Hood. The animation wasn't great, if I remember. The animation's not very good. But, you know, a lot of it wasn't back in those days. They kind of reused animation a lot, which is fair enough. At that time, Walt Disney had died. They had no one to look after them.
Who does it star?
It stars Ben Affleck as Robin Hood and Jennifer Lopez as is Merry Men. It's not going to start anyone. It's not no one famous.
Little John does.
Little John?
Little John.
Who's Little John?
The big guy, the big bear.
The big guy's called Little John.
Little John in Robin Hood is played by the same person who voices Baloo from Jungle Book. That's
Bill
who.
Murray. Yeah, I don't know much else to say about Robin Hood unless you do, because I don't massively remember it.
I don't know the classic tale of Robin Hood. I know he takes from the poor. He takes from the rich to give to the poor. But I don't know like all the little stories in that. So I don't know how much of it is the same as the book.
Yeah, I think the book was just like a couple of sentences long.
Like I don't think it has a snake and a lion as the king.
No, I think it has a human.
It's got
and a
King
human
Richard
as a king.
in, right?
Probably. Richard the Lionheart, is that him?
Yeah.
Is he a lion?
Yeah.
So Tangled.
It's got some songs.
Oh.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, oodalally, golly what a day.
You remembered one from each film so far, I think.
No.
Except for Bolt.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Right, Tangled.
Like a Wreck-It Ralph.
It voices Miley Cyrus. Right, Tangled.
Tangled is the story of Rapunzel. It's not like the classic story of Rapunzel, but it sticks to her being in a tale. A tale?
I mean, she is technically in a tale. She's in a story.
I mean, it sticks to her being in a tower with long hair, and her mum isn't very nice to her. It stars Mandy Moore, who plays Rapunzel.
She was also in 47 Metres Down.
Yes.
She actually? Is that her? Yeah.
Mandy Moore's been in many films. Many more films.
Many Mandy films. No. Continue, tell me if you like them.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It has a lot of good songs, and I feel like it's really hard to make Rapunzel interesting. There's a Barbie Rapunzel, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But Tangled I thought was better.
But technically didn't Shrek do it with
It's got a
Fiona?
lot of original songs that are very iconic, I think. Mother knows best. Mother knows best. Take it from your mumsy, it's a scary world out there.
You know what I found weird about Tangled is that I'm surprised this wasn't done in the 2D era, because this is such a classic tale. I'm surprised they didn't do it like around the Cinderella Sleeping Beauty time. But I'm glad they didn't, because it wouldn't be as good.
But Barbie Rapunzel isn't Disney, is it?
It might be like Disney Toons or something, like some subsidiary of Disney.
I honestly don't know why they didn't, but Tangled is great.
Yeah, Tangled's a good film.
Yeah, it's got a cute little like pet in it, little chameleon.
Tangled might be my favourite 3D Disney princess film.
Really?
I think so. No, it's not. Depends what you count as a Cinderella. As a princess. 3,
Oh, it's hard. No, it's not. Okay,
3,
yeah, it's
2, 1.
Tangled.
Yeah, I thought that one was easy. We're bloody agreeing like a couple of contracts.
I just feel like Entangled, the story is more enticing. Entangling.
Entangling. It entangles you into its grip.
And you're stuck there forever.
It's frozen. Oh my god, I didn't even mean to do that. The laptop's frozen and I said it's frozen. Oh, Frozen's next. I swear to god, that's going to be so weird. Oh, it wasn't. We've got Brother Bear versus Alice in Wonderland. Okay. You talk about Brother Bear.
To be fair, I feel like this film's quite random, but I did really like it. It's basically about brothers who aren't bears, they're humans.
Why is it not called Brothers Who Aren't Bears then? Or Brother Human?
Because they turn into bears, this is the thing. The younger brother runs off and misbehaves a bit, and the older brother gets killed by a mother bear, but then that mother bear also gets killed by one of the brothers, and then basically magic happens and the little brother turns into a bear. He also doesn't like bears because a bear just killed his brother. There you go.
Should we just call this Disney plot recaps?
I feel like I explained it well, maybe.
You did. I wasn't listening.
What's the song? One heart, one family. Oh no, that's Tarzan. There's actually a Brother Bear song.
Brother, tell your children.
Hey,
Have to turn into a bear.
brother, we discover. Hey,
You couldn't put the word bear in there. Do you like Brother Bear, or do you just want to tell them the plot?
Yes, I do like Brother Bear.
I'm not huge on Brother Bear. I think it might be one of my least favourites, but I haven't seen it in a while. I know Brandon, who we mentioned in another video, but it's probably not in the final edit. It's one of his favourites, I think. I think it's like his top 3 or something out of all the Disney films. Do you like it? You like it, don't you?
What?
Brother Bear.
A twist in time. And I feel like they really took a lot of time and effort into all the different characters in Alice in Wonderland. Their personalities really shine through.
Yeah, the characters are
like
iconic.
Trisha Cat, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the Caterpillar, Queen of Hearts, Mad Hatter.
I can name more characters from this film than any of the other Disney,
yeah.
not Pixar, but any of the other Disney ones.
Each of them are like iconic, well-known characters.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Alice in Wonderland. Yes, agreed again.
So we recently rewatched Brother Bear, and the verdict is still Alice in Wonderland. I thought it was okay, just as I remembered. I thought the moose guys were annoying. I thought the soundtrack was kind of generic and boring.
I liked it, but Alice in Wonderland is better.
When are we going to disagree? We disagreed on the very first one and nothing
What's
else.
the song in Alice in Wonderland?
Off with the head. Or is that just a statement that she says?
Off with his head. No, there's a Tweedledee and Tweedledum song-ish, or is it like a rap, like a poem?
Oh, okay.
I'm late, I'm always late.
Next, Monsters University versus The Fox and the Hound. Monsters University is the prequel to Monsters Inc., obviously. I can't remember too much about it, but I remember not enjoying it when I watched it. It almost felt like a TV movie, like a straight-to-DVD kind of thing, like they used to do with the old Disney films. It didn't feel worth making. And I know a lot of like fans of Monsters Inc. were like annoyed because there was lots of continuity errors within it.
What do you mean?
They talked about how they met somewhere else, whereas in this film they meet in university or college. There was obviously some good monster stuff, like good character designs, but overall it just felt like an unnecessary movie in the Pixar catalogue that didn't need to be made.
Yeah, and basically it's about, instead of just
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were talking about Fox and Hound.
screaming at the kids, at the humans, Mike Wazowski comes up with like all about suspense and build up, gets a bigger scream out of them, which then gets more power. Because Mike Wazowski's not a scary character, so he's like, well, I don't look scary, what am I going to do? So he like, you know, uses like shadows and like little creaks of doors to like build up the suspense.
It's a good Mike Wazowski impression as well.
So he's like, well, I don't look scary, what am I going to do? Mike Wazowski.
No, that's not him that says it.
Mike
Wazowski.
Wazowski, you haven't finished your paperwork. I'll try and do it.
Mike Wazowski.
You haven't finished your paperwork.
You haven't finished your paperwork. It's a joke. Introduce the Fox and the Hound.
It's a little tale of a little fox cub and a little hound that become best friends. Yeah, it's good.
You sound very passionate about this film.
It's sad. It's all about betrayal of friendship, because the hound dog is meant to track down the fox, but he becomes friends with the fox. So then does he go against his master, or does he keep his friendship?
We'll never know. It is a good film. I can't remember too much about it, but I definitely enjoyed it when I watched it. I watched a lot of the Disney
When
films.
do you think you watched it?
2017.
That's so crazy to me, because I've watched all these movies, most of them, all the classic ones, when I was literally, when they came out, or not when they came out, when I was like 7 or 8. Like, I remember I watched Fox and the Hound in my nan's caravan on the video.
Right, I was going to quickly do a speed run of all the films that have been mentioned I watched when I was a kid. Out of all the ones we mentioned, the only ones I watched when I was a kid, Alice in Wonderland. That's it. All the other ones I watched
Joking.
from like 16 onwards.
What did you used to watch when you were a kid then?
The Pixar ones I watched, but we haven't had any Pixar ones except for Incredibles 2, which came out a couple of years ago.
Because when I have a child, I'm literally showing them all Disney films. Because I think they do really help give messages
Then
to
we can
kids when they're
show them all
younger.
the dark
It's just like
stories behind the scenes.
nostalgia when you...
Nostalgia? Yeah, because I watched them all in like at the kind of same time. I watched them all like 2016 and 17. A lot of them blend together for me. If they stand out to me, then I instantly like it. Like Beauty and the Beast, I watched in that era and it still stands out to me. 3, 2, 1.
The Fox and the Hound.
Oh, we're on a roll.
Have you
Look
seen
at
it?
us. Yeah. Everything on this list is stuff we've both seen.
Okay.
So since we recorded this whole video in one take, we didn't really get to outro it because we've just kind of cut it into parts. But make sure you stay tuned for the next video when it comes out, which should be in about a week's time, hopefully. We're going to get each part out within a week of each other, hopefully, until it's done. Subscribe, like the video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.